Hello everybody, good morning, welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. Central European time on the dollar. We do this show every day, Monday to Friday, because we gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin, altcoins and everything else, dollar index, stock markets and stuff like that. So it's gonna be quick and dirty update on what's happening. It's pretty much nothing, it's pretty much going kind of sideways still around, 19 point something. It's always about 19 point something. Will we break up, will we break down? There's some kind of support line, like some kind of resistance line. If it breaks, it comes back. If it breaks down, it comes back. Nothing is happening. We are waiting for something. I don't know what we are waiting for, but there is definitely some kind of waiting for something that's happening right now. So there is that. We've been in this range between what can I say, 20.4 and 18.9, maybe 18.8 or something like that. This range over here, it is very interesting range up here. So until we are above that or below that, not much is happening. How's everybody in the chat doing? The Center Plan is in the chat. How you doing, man? What's up? That knock life? What's happening? Napsi says, yo, came here for the music, but stayed for the analysis, right? Am I right? Exactly. Instant, how you mate? Mark F. I'm good. Dobro jutro, Sally. Good morning, chat. What's up? Good morning, M21 photo. Drunken is in the chat. Eric is here as well. Morning, Bears and the Bulls. Good morning, VTube NL. And Techno Viking is also here. Morning, man. How you doing? Guys, welcome to Bitcoin Daily. Of course, as you see on the screen, hit the notifications button to get notifications. No notifications, no love. That's how it works. You gotta hit the bell button. Guys. Very important. So, we're gonna start with a little bit, talk about, what's happening. What's happening up here on the chart. There's a little bit, we are pretty confident on the support line down here. Support line is pretty nice, but how are you gonna draw this top line up here? Maybe something like this, maybe one of these two lines up here. A little bit hard to say, which the resistance line is legit or not. We can go actually to the weekly time frame up here. We at least know that we got some kind of resistance up here right now, because last week we actually made that resistance up there. Also this one up here and this one as well, because right now we are above that. So if you go to the daily time frame up here, it's they're gonna act as a little bit as the resistance, but we are still in some kind of triangle. We still kind of going sideways up here. Yesterday we had a big move towards downside, came all the way down to the support, bounced off of that, did not get the bearish engulfing candle, anything like that. Still continuing towards downside, towards this support line on the downside over here, and the support is still holding. You can see here after the CPI news up here, we went down, up, then we managed to get back to the support, and we bounced all the way up to some kind of resistance. Then right now we're back on the support again. The question is, will this support break on the downside? DXY, the dollar index, does not look that good. There are definitely several ways to draw this. There is a support line on the downside. This looks like some kind of falling wedge that's about to break towards upside. Right now it's pumping a little bit up here towards the resistance. The question is, will this continue going towards the upside? But there is another, a nicer line up here. It goes something like this up here. And this looks like some kind of expanding, musical instrument towards the downside. So this is also a little bit bullish. So both the falling wedge and the expanding instrument up here looks a little bit bullish up here. So I'm guessing we can definitely go all the way to the resistance, and then question is whether we're gonna break the resistance towards the upside up here. If you do that, then this line up here gets broken and this continues pumping towards the upside. I don't know how far, but that can actually mean bad news for us. When it comes to stock market up here, the last 2 days we had a slight slight move up and slight move down, but we are sitting at some kind of resistance up here on S&P 500. This is Dow Jones. This actually today, but last 2 days has been in green, coming to some kind of resistance, and on Nasdaq as well we are coming to some kind of resistance. So everything is sitting at some kind of resistance. DXY looks like it wants to break towards the upside. Bitcoin sitting on the support. So what can we assume? Well, if Bitcoin is sitting on the support, stock market is sitting at resistance, and DXY looks to break for an upside, it means everything is gonna drop down, right? I mean, that's the only conclusion we can actually draw from this, because this looks like it's on some kind of support and wants to break towards the upside, and stock markets looks like they are hitting some kind of resistance and want to pull back, and Bitcoin right now is sitting on this hugging this support line right now and wants to break down. So the only conclusion we can draw from this, just by looking at stock market and DXY, is that we're gonna break on the downside. The question is, will we actually break on the downside or not? Let's go up here to the weekly. Let's pop the moving averages on the chart. what you're gonna see here that we are still on the weekly time frame being pushed down by the 10 and 20 moving average over here. We're still not above that. We had the bullish divergence up here that pushed us up a little bit. Right now we can continue going towards downside. I will still say we need a weekly close below 18.8 to actually confirm some kind of not confirm, but to actually continue pushing it towards downside, and we don't have that yet. So on big time frames it does not look like we're gonna have any kind of big move towards downside. Does not look like we're gonna have any kind of, what you gonna say, it doesn't look like we're gonna have any kind of big dump right now, although we could fall through the support down over here and go a little bit towards downside. It doesn't seem that we are gonna have a big dump. When I mean big dump, I mean like something like really like majestic 10% dump or something like that. We can have a move towards downside, but not a big dump, not just right now. It's not time just yet. Let's go to the 4 hourly, let's go start with the 1 hourly over here. What you're gonna see on the 1 hourly is that all of the moving averages, and they've been for a long time over here. You can see once these moving averages starts consolidating up here, you get a big move, right? So anytime you have a consolidation of the moving averages, right? Moving averages, you can have a big move, and this is on the 1 hourly time frame. So the moving averages are consolidating up here again, just like over here, right? They're consolidating here again. So the price is moving towards some kind of a, what are you gonna say, some kind of equilibrium. Also here on the 4 hourly time frame you can see that very easily that the all of the moving averages up here right now are coming to ending part. Oh, I forgot, we can actually look at BB indicator in a little bit, so this can actually be seen nicely. You can also see here up on the upside up here how we managed to consolidate up here something and then break towards downside. So right now we have this very tight consolidation of the moving averages, which means that the move is gonna come, right? So this is volatility is dying out. Some kind of move needs to happen very soon. Some kind of move needs to be happening very soon. Also on the daily time frame, on the daily time frame we only need the 200 moving average, and right now the 200 moving average is increasing a little bit towards downside. So if you just pull the moving averages towards downside here and assume that this is going to go in the same way it is going before, we got at least 1 more month of this sideways movement before we get all of the daily moving averages at the same place, But oftentimes before the move, this doesn't always, the daily doesn't always come all the way down. It just starts going up here and then breaks this 200 moving average towards one other side. You can see up here previously, you can see the moving average is consolidating up here, and while the 200 moving average was way above us. Let's see how this actually looked. I think 2014 it was a little bit different because the consolidation was so long. Yeah, it was a little bit different up here. You can see here the same kind of move up here. You still see this this 200 moving average going towards downside, but we had consolidation, and I said this before, that 2014 looks like the bottom like we are having right now. I've been saying this for a long time, and this you can see that 200 moving average is still going towards downside, but the move comes before it actually comes towards downside. So if you pop the chart up here, well, the move came before the 200 moving average was all the way on the downside, right? The 200 moving average was on downside. We can actually split the screen a little bit up here, and just so we can see it nicely. This on daily time frame, this BLX. So let's see these two, and this is also daily time frame. So these two patterns, that to me they look the same. I don't know to you, but I've been analyzing this based on the same kind of pattern that's happening right now. It is kind of same pattern that's happening all the way up here. We had a big capitulation phase, then you have this climb towards upside, then you have climb towards upside, then you have this big move towards downside where you consolidate over here, big move towards downside where you consolidate over here, and after that you get a big move towards the upside. So big move towards the upside. Now it might be a little bit different when it comes to this 200 moving average above us. You'll see here above 200 moving average above us. Here was when we started, we had also this rising move towards the upside up here, like we're having over here. It's not actually 100% the same, but it's some kind of rising you know, a rising move up here. I won't say this the same kind of pattern over here. This might have looked like something like this, but you know, we did break on the downside over here a little bit and then move towards the upside. So maybe that's gonna happen again. But we have this extension between the moving averages up here and the 200 moving average. So moving averages, 200 moving average up here. So there's some kind of extension up here between these two. Still, the question is, will it actually break? You know, it will actually, you know, play out the same way as before. But it you know, from that's the only kind of pattern I can find right now on the bottom that looks, you know, anything similar to what we are having right now, and this is the closest we can actually get. So the only thing we can conclude, if this is the same pattern, is that, you know, the 2014, you know, accumulation phase up here, initial move big down right here, we're getting accumulation phase and then we pump up. So initial move towards upside down here, accumulation phase up here, some kind of small accumulation phase up here before we move towards upside. Will we have initial, you know, spring towards that downside and then pump? That depends to be seen, but the move will actually come. And everything, you know, when it comes, you know, to macro stuff, everything does indicate that we are on some kind of bottom, but you know, there is always some kind of fun news about this and that. You know, the World War III is gonna start, this is gonna happen, you know, Deutsche Bank is gonna go under. There is always something that's, you know, making waves in our Bitcoin patterns. So there is that. But I do think that still that the 2014 bottom is most likely, you know, this bottom in 2022 is more likely playing out the same way that 2014 bottom played out. So right now it is, are we gonna go another move towards downside before we go up? It could be that, it could be that. Anyways, I'm not that much worried. Yes, we could drop on the downside, and Bitcoin does seem a little bit shaky right now, especially since it fails to break this 50 moving average. The 50 moving average for, you know, I don't know how many times. This is 1 time, 2 time failed, 3 times failed, 4 times. This 4 time we failed to get above the 50 moving average. So you might push it down and then, you know, with a big move towards upside, you know, break it up there again. Because you can see every single time we try to break the 50 moving average, we had this spring towards the upside, right down here, spring towards the upside down here, spring towards the upside right here, right? And there was no spring up here, but you know, maybe you're gonna have a spring and then maybe eventually maybe break towards the upside. So the spring towards downside, you know, even if you start dumping a little bit on the downside, I don't think, you know, I'm not that worried just yet, right? I'm not that worried just yet. So that's what I'm looking at least. Edward Toogood says, praying for the bulls, finger crossed. Sell on the first, pump before the planets align on 2211. Sell on the first. Why on the first? Or we go up to 22 again and then dump under 18k to trap traders. It might be that there is several ways, because I don't see any kind of, right now it's only consolidation pattern. Right now it's like some kind of range, it's consolidation pattern. We got definitely some kind of a support down here on the downside over here, right? And then, you know, when it comes to resistance, you know, it's a little bit tricky to figure out where exactly the resistance should be or how it should be. Maybe it should be used these weeks up here, maybe something like this over here, maybe it's something like that we are not seeing on the chart. You know, maybe somebody else can actually draw the better support the resistance line and stuff like that. But I think this one might be actually very nice up here, because it's hit these up here, especially looking at a 2-day time frame up here. It looks very nice. So you know where the actual trend lines up, but this looks way too steep for me, way too steep. So I'm thinking maybe something like this over here, because this looks more symmetrical to me. This looks more symmetrical to me up here right now. But yeah, the move will definitely happen very soon. I think the move will definitely happen very soon. So whether that's gonna be today or not, I don't know. But if you do go on the downside down here, we got a, you know, major support levels at 18.8 or something like that. 18.8. You can see also on the what is on 2-day chart up here below there. And the last close, you know, it down 18.4. Yeah, 18.4. So these two lines. So if you do go down on the downside up here, maybe we're gonna get another week of like this up here and then break towards the upside, because we failed so many times to break you know, this range up here towards the upside. And this range has actually been happening, you know, ever since we came down here towards September. So September, it's over a month's time, month plus time we have been in this range. If this isn't some kind of accumulation, I don't know what is. Mladen is in chat. How you doing, Mladen? My friend, your TI is strong. If you manage to combine it with what is happening in the world, you will be unbeatable. There is nothing happening in the world. The only thing I'm combining TI with is what's happening in the news media, right? So in the mainstream news, when they are writing, you know, we are going to the recession, the fear is strong, you know, I take that as an indication of bullishness. And when they're writing, you know, everything is nice, sunshine is up, you know, unicorns and stuff like that, you know, rainbows, I take that as a bearish signal. So, you know, that's the only kind of signals I'm looking at. So there is that. Could you check USD JPY getting wrecked on my short? It's either accumulation or redistribution. Take your bets. Yeah, it's either accumulation or redistribution. Like I wouldn't say it's it could be short redistribution. Like over here, people, you know, they shorted. This could be some kind of redistribution of the shorts, and then a continuation to the downside. But it's not just one move, a redistribution in the second move. I don't know how many redistributions can you have. Like over here, people shorted, redistribution, maybe shorten again, redistribution, shorten. Like how many redistributions on the downside can you actually have, right? Did you see my chart on S&P? No, I did not. Where is your chart on S&P? This is Bitcoin. S&P 500. Oh, the channels. We are on the support line. Yeah, on the support line of the channels. But this is long term. This logarithmic chart, long term chart. But this is very nice. It is some kind of climbing up here. Yeah, we are hitting the support again. We know that we're hitting support on. Yeah, they're nice channels. S&P 500, yeah, hitting the support. So some kind of bounce up here, you know, that's also the same thing I'm expecting. Some kind of bounce up here to get everybody bullish again, and then, you know, break on the downside. I'm a little bit unsure that we are just, you know, gonna go straight down to the support line and, you know, just drop. I mean, that could happen. That would be very, very bearish. But I don't know. You need to short USD JP after it hits 150. That's when the Japanese government said they would step in. Too early now. USD JPY, Japanese yen. Oh, you're shorting this thing over here. Here you go. There is your short. I stop loss 151, so all good then. There's your short, man. You just revert the text and it works, man. It works. Let me just see one thing up here. Currencies. USD GPY. So dollar is beating the Japanese yuan. When did you short, man? When did you short this? So over here, here's the thing. So this went up here. You got these two, you know, mountains, broke down, find support. Right now, trying to climb up here above the line again. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Is this long-term time frame? I mean, could be. Today up here. No, it's still in a strong uptrend up here. Not only it's in a strong uptrend, it is breaking, you know, towards the upside up here a little bit. It's not breaking this one, so it might be coming to some kind of yeah, this line is very nice. It's coming to some kind of resistance line up here. You can see here resistance, right now resistance. Now if it does break this, strong uptrends do break these resistances all the time, guys. I gotta tell you that if you're in bull market, you'll see this kind of pattern just break and continue running towards the upside because they are so bullish, right? But it is very steep, so, you know, it depends if this is gonna, you know, just break towards the upside or not. Do we have any kind of extension on big time frames up here, weekly or something like that? I don't think we have big extensions. No. it's same thing like DXY is happening up here. The momentum is going to kind of went a little bit down there. Up here, this actually increasing the move towards the upside. So a little bit unsure whether it's going to break the resistance towards the upside. But the thing that I can tell you is that if you go to, for example, up here on Bitcoin, right, and you see this, you know, this movement towards the upside up here, right? Let's go to the daily time frame. If you see this movement towards the upside, especially on the 4-hourly time frame, we can actually see 4-hourly time frame up here. You will definitely see some kind of resistance level, you know, resistance line up here, and this resistance line will, you know, kind of start getting broken. You know, you will have, you know, oh my God, this like you have very nice resistance line like over here, for example, that you might consider being some kind of top up here, right? If you had been looking at Bitcoin all the way up here, you say resistance, and then eventually, you know, it just, you know, kind of breaks those resistance, you know, and explodes towards the upside, and the move down comes to that, you know, support line, and then you think, yeah, it's gonna be, you know, finished soon or whatnot, right? And you know, it just kind of continues you know, continuing going towards the upside. You see some kind of rising, you know, a rising channel up here that's supposed to break the downside. It just breaks towards the upside. So strong trends break these, you know, bearish patterns towards the upside big time, right? Big time. Up here, there might have been something like this up here or not, I don't know, but you know. So will the USD JPY break towards downside this resistance, or you know, will it get rejected, or will it just break this towards the upside? I don't know. It is sitting definitely, but it looks like it's pushing it really hard towards the upside. Look at the green candles up here, man. Look at the green candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 green candles in a row. You need to show love. Oh, as you look at the GPI. Use this biting everything. Yeah, hate like with the Checkmatic, it looks bullish on the weekly. Pure Gaming 3D, long time no see. Yeah, Matic actually broke towards upside. We were looking at Matic yesterday and the day before that. If you look at on small time frames, it did break both of you know, trends up here, and you know, create you know, higher high up here towards the upside. So you know, technically it should be looking okay. Here on the daily time frame, it's above all the moving averages. Look here, 200 moving averages. We were just talking about moving averages and the squeeze, and you can see here that it is above all the moving averages. So this line up here was very important to break, and you know, we broke that, climbed on the 200 moving. It looks bullish. It looks bullish to me. The question is for how long? Then there should be some kind of, yeah, there is the resistance line. So it is hitting this resistance line. If you can manage to break this resistance line, I don't think there is many resistance line left. After that, then we get into horizontal lines, and these are, you know, if these break, then you are technically in a very strong option. So it is, I would be looking at this line over here, somewhere about 88.36 or something like that, but it does look good. It does look good. A weekly time frame up here. So even on the weekly time frame is above this 10-20 moving average. It still needs, you know, we still got 4 days on the weekly, so this can definitely get rejected for whatever reason. But if it manages to stay up here, maybe even break the resistance up here, who knows? Maybe next week we're gonna pump all the way to the 50 MA. Right? Hope. That's the hope. That's the hope. That's the hope. Anyways, guys, that's for Bitcoin Daily. I don't have anything much to say right now. Bitcoin is kind of, you know, kind of boring a little bit. There is this, you know, this some kind of, you know, support line, resistance line that needs to be broken. We still got time. Moving averages are consolidating. This looks mostly like 2014 pattern, so you can analyze that if you want. And DXY looks like it's some kind of support line and wants to break towards the upside. You know, the stock markets looks like they want to move short-term move towards the downside, so maybe a slight move towards the downside before the pump, but I'm often wrong, so maybe just pump. I don't know. Guys, hit the notifications button if you want to get notifications. Beside that, I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 9 AM Central European Time on the dollar. We're gonna do the show again to check out what's happening in Bitcoin, but that's what I'm looking at least. Okay, and join KuCoin, guys. You're not gonna get gems anywhere else. I'm getting tired of shilling my KuCoin, man. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go do stuff. See you around. Bye bye.